Alright guys, one more video for today. I'm playing against Tanzhase. And I played e4 again. And we're going to get a McCutcheon Variation. Alright. Haven't played this for a while from the white side. Nor the black side. I've never played this from the black side. Wouldn't be caught dead playing this opening. Just kidding, this opening's fine. I'll have to remember my theory. He's going to lock it up, okay. I don't recall black playing c4 that quickly most of the time. Now b5. Would this be a good opportunity to play a4? I think it would. Because traditionally this a pawn is a huge liability for white. So let's just take this time to get rid of it, basically. Okay, we'll do that. He might push it all the way to a4 though, huh? Let's gain some space on this wing. So, I'm going to play queen f4 just to pin his f-pawn. I don't quite have any grand plans with that move yet. We'll see where it leads us. I could double my rooks, but he'll play his knight somewhere, probably to e7. I could play pawn h5. I'm going to maneuver this knight. It stands poorly on f3. I don't want it there anymore. Okay, so now I can play knight g4 if I want. He would likely play knight f5 in that case. Might be okay for us. I can play h5 to keep his knight out of g6. I could play bishop h5. Let's do that. That's an unusual move for this position, but I'm just wondering how he'll protect this pawn. Probably he should go bishop e8. And he does. Okay, now I'm going to play rook b1. With ideas of maybe bringing this rook to b7 and generating additional pressure. I'm slightly concerned about knight f5 though, because if he plays that, there's pressure on h4. Let's play g3. He can go g5 now. He probably should. My idea was g5, queen f3, g takes h4, g4. But he has queen g5 check in that position. I can play king e2. It's complicated. It feels like I'm down a pawn right now, because I've got these doubled c-pawns, but I'm not. It's even material. Rook b8. I didn't think he'd go in that direction. Okay, against this one, I'm just going to take. And then I'm going to play g4. He can play queen b1. but I can take on f5, he takes a2, I take e6. So he does that. Now my idea was this move. Is that logical? Let's do it. I don't have a lot of time to think about it. Now I was thinking queen f6. This is going to get weird. Very weird. Yeah, rook g8. And now maybe rook b4. Then I can take his knight next move. He'll take my bishop. I take with the queen. Your guess is as good as mine. Did I win a pawn after all that? Somehow I'm going to be up a pawn. That's funny. I don't know what my rook is doing on b4. Wow, he didn't take it? Are you serious? What was your idea? Are you just saying that my bishop's trapped and I can't do anything about it? Huh. I don't trust you, man. I want to punish you. I gotta activate that rook. So he takes. He probably should take my bishop now. Okay, I'll take here. All the same. Rook g6. King g7. g5. Let's go g5. Continue the attack. I've enabled some knight g4 plans. Is knight g4 just really good here? I don't think I need to take his pawn yet. Ooh, this move looks so good. Because I'm threatening queen h6 mate. Okay. I think we're getting close. King f8, queen h6 check, king e7, queen f6 check. He can't go here, so back to f8. And then maybe just knight h6. Okay, that one.
Check.
Okay, against this, I think I could just play knight f6 next move. He's more or less busted. Unless he goes rampaging rook. No, he doesn't. Okay, I was thinking he had stalemate opportunities for a second. Okay, I think this wins. Yeah. Resigns. Entertaining finale. It wasn't clear whose king was going to be weaker at the end. I think his decision to try to bring his queen into my position was faulty. Let's review from the beginning. So this McCutcheon line. I think there's a debate in this position amongst McCutcheon enthusiasts whether g6 or king f8 is the best move. As I recall, king f8 is the slightly less popular move, so g6 is played more often. I've sort of always felt that king f8 is thematic, though. I believe Korchnoi, who's like a big French player and has played the McCutcheon for decades, I think he prefers king f8. So there's something to be said for not weakening the structure. Okay, so he locked it up with c4. I just don't see that approach very often. It seems like most black players like to leave some tension with the pawns on c5 and d4. So they'll play like knight c6, or sometimes they'll go bishop d7 to c6 and then put the knight on d7. Rearrange those minors. And I thought this was a good opportunity to play a4, but given what happened, I'm kind of second-guessing that move. I don't know that I'm really getting a whole lot. It is nice to have the b file at any given time for my rook, though. It's kind of like I have 2 rooks that can play on the queen side, and he always only has the 1. And this rook has a real tough time ever getting into the game in this line. But he does have the a-pawn, and like I said, it's almost like I'm playing down a pawn in a lot of positions because my c-pawns are doubled. Okay, so here I faced a decision about how to arrange my forces and how to proceed. Knight h2, because everything is kind of where it should be as far as what White's book buildup is in this line. But now I have to choose a plan. There's a lot of options. Rook h3 comes to mind to try to swing the rook up here. I remember when I've done that, though, like rook h3 to g3, I've never really had that much success. I could go rook h3 and then knight h2, and then try to put the rook on f3 and get pressure against f7 that way. That's possible. I thought about rook a1, totally different approach, just trying to go after the pawn. But he's ready to rearrange with knight e7, and like, how do I ever get at this pawn? I need my pawn not to be on c2 so I can play bishop d1. So knight h2, he went here. I brought the bishop in. I thought he missed a good opportunity to play g5. And that was in this position. He played rook b8, but I think g5 might have caught me off guard. Because I can't take it. Well, I could take it, but then he's got good options like queen takes or even pawn takes attacking both of these pieces. I think I might just be a lot worse here, if not losing material. So what I had planned was queen f3, and then g takes h4, g4. But I'm not sure. Let's say he plays queen g5 check in that case. Then king here. And now, let's say knight g7. Unusual position. Maybe I should continue with my rook into b7, but I get the impression my attack is not going anywhere. The semblance of an attack I have. Unless I could do something really wacky, like bishop takes f7, now rook in. That probably doesn't work, though. Queen g6, or maybe knight f5 if he really needs it. That's a funny line. Then if take, then bishop h5. Wowza. So I get the sense that g5 could have been the better move for black at this point. But he played that rook b8 move, and then I took, and played g4. So I had been eyeing the rook takes a4 idea for quite some time, and that's what I was aiming for with this. So like, if he just retreats his knight, I'm going to take, is the point. Although, oh, okay, I've got my bishop walled in again. This is kind of like the game, except when he plays g6 here, the knight would not be hanging for him after something like this, let's say. That can make a big difference. Really big difference. That's worth investigating. So g4, because he took on h4, but now I think I can do this move. Yeah, so he can't take me, he gets mated. Is knight g2 possible? That might be acceptable. Queen f3 to stay threatening mate. And he could just repeat the position. Do I have anything better than agreeing to the draw? Probably not. That'd be pretty gutsy to go for a win here. I have to give up my rook somehow to do that. Replace gutsy with dumb. It would just be dumb to go for a win here. So g6 and then queen f6. All sorts of pieces hanging. 2 pieces for me hanging, 2 pieces for him hanging. Fair's fair. Now I got rook b4 with tempo. And then took his knight. I'm kind of surprised he didn't take on h5 right away. He delayed that move. But that let my rook get in. And I think his position is very tough from here, if not just losing. Because my king is so secure. My king is even safer than I kind of felt in the game. It's snug as a bug in a rug on d2. So maybe he should have just taken on h5 immediately. I was going to take with my queen. This is probably borderline losing for him, though. Let's say rook g6 to guard the pawn. I think once I get my knight and queen coordinated, it's lights out. Actually, I might be able to play g5 even here. Take and then knight f6, or knight g4 heading for f6. That's such a great square for the knight if it gets in there. Glorious. Yeah, I think black's busted in this case. So he went queen a1 and then rook b8. Yeah, and now g5. Take. Don't need to take the pawn yet. I think better to get this remaining piece in the game with knight g4, threatening queen h6 mate. Yeah, rook h8.
Check.
Take. Yeah, and that's over. Okay, let's do one quick playthrough with the engine. Just focusing on critical points in the game, as I've been doing in my recent videos. Does the engine like a4? Not especially. Well, it doesn't hate a4. I don't know how much I trust this eval, because I noticed even in the opening it was saying the black was a lot better and we were playing a standard line. Computers are not that reliable in many openings, especially in closed and semi-closed openings. I'm sure a lot of the viewers, you guys know this. But if you're playing like a book line and the engine is giving you some like funky evaluation, clearly better for one side and it's moved like 6 or something, and you see a bunch of GM games that have gone like that, trust the grandmasters. Don't trust the engine. Please. We humans are okay. So here, okay, it liked bishop h5. Didn't mind that move. Bishop e8. Knight f1 it wants me to play. I thought about trying to do that, like to get the knight to e3 perhaps. Would be an interesting square. Maybe someday I can dream of bringing it to b2 and really win that pawn. The game would have to slow down dramatically for that to happen. Then g3. Yeah, so g5 would have been good for him here, huh? Comp likes that move a lot. Queen f3, knight g7. What about just take? And then g4, queen g5 check. King e2, knight g7. Yeah, likes black by a decent margin. Yep, g5. Okay, that was the way to go. So rook takes b8. Take. I bet it's going to say that rook takes a4 is bad. After g4, knight takes h4. Yeah, -6. Oh, and I thought I was so clever during the game. Chess has such a way of bringing you back down to earth. You know, I got like a nice attack. I coordinated well in this game towards the end. But no, I was -7 at some point, right around move 24. Why is it so bad? So knight g2, queen f3, queen b1. Hello, he's threatening mate. Ah. So then I have to give up my rook to avert mate. Or sacrifice the exchange, rather, but it's, you know, I have to do this, and then allow that. Oh, and he's got an attack on c2? Yeah, that's over. That is over. Barely even needs his rook on h8. Ooh, that's a nifty resource. Knight g2, queen f3, queen to b1. Ouch. Yeah, that does look like it wins on the spot, pretty much. Rook a1, best move. Take, and then take. And then he has g6. Okay, I've seen enough of that line. So that was winning. Yeah, my pieces are not, I would say, optimally placed for a attack to really work out here, but I did enough to confuse him during the game. And he played g6 kind of casually, pretty certain he missed queen f6. He didn't take long on that move, did he? 2 seconds. So he had planned that move in advance. But now here, and all of a sudden, white's better. That's chess for you. One move can turn it around. I mean, if I can't take the pawn on a4, I'm a lot worse, though. My next best move is bishop takes f7. Say what? and then take it. Yeah, that's not good either. Let's just see the remaining play then. Take. Okay, so that queen a1 move, yeah, that was not good. Likes rook b7 even better. What's the plan with rook b7? So he takes it.
Check.
Here. Take on e6. Okay. Just start destroying his structure. I could see that. Rook b8. Yeah. g5, hg, and knight g4 is decisive.
Check.
Maybe he could have held on for longer. Like right around here. He's saying rook g6. Yep. Ah, again, okay, so it liked the g5 move. I know I was checking on that line. And if he goes queen g1, I think I can just swing my knight up to g4, right? This is such a beautiful construction for white. My king is totally safe. That knight g4 move is killer. A killer defensive move. Cool. I like this. The only other thing is I'm wondering how I could have played this better. I mean, it seems like my concept with bishop h5 is already not good, although the engine isn't really giving me any better suggestions per se. I'm kind of thinking the whole a4 idea was not good. Maybe I could have executed a kingside initiative better around here. Queen f4 maybe is unnecessary. Very likely a4 is just not that great. I just wanted to jump at the chance to get rid of the a-pawn for the b-pawn. But, you know, I'm not a McCutcheon expert for white nor black, but this might be good fodder to study from. All right, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And please leave me any feedback in the comments. I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. Thanks, guys.